The nation's highest court rejects an effort to limit the use of the widely used abortion pill Mifepristone. Good evening, I'm Norah O'Donnell, and thank you for being with us. The implications are enormous. Medications are now the most common way to end a pregnancy, and some providers send them by mail to states that have limited or banned abortions. The decision comes on the same day that Senate Republicans blocked legislation that would protect access for in vitro fertilization and other fertility treatments. Democrats brought this bill to the floor because they're trying to make the battle over reproductive rights a centerpiece of the debate this election year. CBS's Jan Crawford is at the Supreme Court with why all 9 justices on this divided court agreed on this ruling.
Finding common ground in a divisive case, the Supreme Court refused to roll back access to the abortion pill Mifepristone, saying a group of anti-abortion doctors had no business filing a lawsuit over how the pill was approved.
We knew we had no choice but to sue the FDA.
The decision, written by Justice Brett Kavanaugh, unanimously reversed conservative lower court judges who okayed the group's lawsuit against the FDA, seeking to restrict access to the drug nationwide. The stakes were high. 63% of abortions last year were medication abortions, and the lower court ruling would have required women to see a health care provider instead of telehealth to get the pill. The justices said the lawsuit was flawed from the beginning because the anti-abortion doctors weren't harmed by the FDA's approval of Mifepristone, and so they lacked legal standing to sue. Instead of going to the courts, Kavanaugh wrote, citizens and doctors who object to what the law allows others to do may always take their concerns to the executive and legislative branches. While not a decision on the merits, it sends a message to lower courts to put some brakes on novel legal efforts both sides have used in the fight over abortion.
It isn't the end. There are 3 states that will continue to litigate this issue in the lower courts.
Those states are Idaho, Missouri, and Kansas. Additional states ban Mifepristone prescriptions by telehealth, and Louisiana has listed it as a controlled dangerous substance.
This is not a cause for celebration, because the reality is certain things are still not going to change.
Now, we expect more decisions from the court tomorrow and then over the next couple weeks as the justices wrap up what's been an incredibly consequential term. And one of the cases we're still waiting on, whether former President Trump can be prosecuted for his actions around January 6th. I expect that case and all of these cases by the end of the month, early July. Nora?
And Jen, I do want to ask you about that breaking news about Justice Clarence Thomas, a report revealing he took more flights on a private jet funded by a mega donor and that they were not disclosed by the justice. What can you tell us?
Well, the Senate Judiciary Committee has released some documents that show he took 3 additional trips with his longtime friend, the billionaire Harlan Crow, including a trip to Montana, another trip back to his family home in Savannah. But Justice Thomas has always maintained that those kind of trips with a friend who didn't have business before the court were personal hospitality, and as a result did not have to be disclosed under the rules in place at the time. The Judicial Conference changed those rules last year. Justice Thomas says going forward, he will report all of that travel on his disclosure reports. Nora?
Jan Crawford at the Supreme Court, thank you.